के सभी परिवारजन और आज यहाँ उपस्थित भाइयों बहनों और बच्चों को मैं सीमा सुरक्षा बल की हीरक जयंती की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं। मित्रों, आज बल का हीरक जयंती समारोह है। एक प्रकार से ये 6 दशक सीमा सुरक्षा बल ने न केवल देश की जनता, पूरे विश्व को ये मानने के लिए मजबूर किया है कि जब तक देश की सीमा पर बीएसएफ है, देश का दुश्मन 1 इंच भी आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता। और ये फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर का
And now shifting focus to a recent incident from Delhi. This is where a class 10 student from one of the city's top private schools has now died by suicide, alleging harassment by school principal and 3 other teachers. Now the school has suspended the headmaster and 3 teachers who have been named in the FIR filed by boy's father after the student left behind a 1.5-page suicide note in which he accused the school's principal and 3 other teachers of mentally harassing him. Now, following a complaint by the boy's father, Raja Garden Metro Police have now filed an FIR against the principal and all the 3 teachers. Now, viewers, according to the FIR, this incident appears to have escalated right after a rehearsal session that took place on November 18th. The boy reportedly twisted his ankle and then fell during the practice. However, a teacher allegedly scolded him publicly, saying that he was overacting and creating drama. And when the boy began crying, she reportedly told him that it didn't matter how much he cried. Now, the family alleges that all 4 teachers humiliated and harassed students, and the boy was unable to cope with the repeated mistreatment he was getting from his teachers. In his final note, he also expressed a desire that his organs be donated to those in need. Let's listen in as to what the boy's father has to say on this.
मैं प्रदीप पाटिल, शौर्य पाटिल का फादर हूँ। मेरा बेटा 10th क्लास में सेंट कोलंबस स्कूल गोल मार्केट में पढ़ता है और 2nd क्लास से इसी स्कूल में है लगभग पिछले 8 साल से। लेकिन कल परसों 18 तारीख को उसने एक इंसिडेंट हुआ, राजेंद्र प्लेस मेट्रो स्टेशन से उसने जाके कूद के छलांग लगाई। हम तो नॉर्मल थे, पिछले 8-10 महीने से उसकी शिकायत थी कि मेरे टीचर छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के लिए डांटती है। मुझे भी कंप्लेंट करी थी, ये बेटा शरारती है, पीछे चुटकुले सुनाता है, जोक्स करता है। तो मैंने टीचर को बोला था, मैडम छोटा बच्चा है, अगर ये शरारत नहीं करेगा तो कौन करेगा। तो टीचर ने उसके बाद भी उसको टॉर्चर करना जारी रखा था। उसके बाद हमने बेटे को बोला था कि अभी 10th के 10 दिन बचे हैं, हम स्कूल चेंज कर लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी। उसने मान भी लिया था। लेकिन 3 दिन पहले उसके साथ जो युक्ति महाजन मैडम ने बोला था, वो पेरेंट्स को बोला कि हम टीसी देंगे तेरा और स्कूल से निकाल देंगे। तो जिस बच्चे के 10th के एग्जाम के अगर 10 दिन पहले प्री बोर्ड से पहले अगर उसको टीसी मिलेगा तो क्या हो सकता है, आप सोच सकते हो।
Now, viewers, the family of the student here alleges that the school administration frequently harasses students and creates an atmosphere of mental pressure. The boy's friends also claim that he was regularly mocked and targeted by the school staff. This is the latest we know in this case. And now the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has launched a nationwide crackdown on beverages which are falsely marketed using the term ORS. Now, the body has directed all the states and union territories to immediately remove from sale any fruit-linked beverage drinks, ready-to-serve beverages, electrolyte drinks or similar products which are misleadingly labelled or promoted as ORS. Now, this directive, which was issued on November 19th, comes right after the regulator found that several non-compliant products continue to be sold in retail outlets and even on online platforms. despite repeated warnings coming in since October. Now, the body had earlier withdrawn permissions for food companies to use the term ORS in any form, either as a standalone word or as a part of brand names, unless the product actually matches the WHO recommended oral rehydration salts formulation. Now, the WHO complained ORS falls under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act and is categorized as a drug and not as a food product. So, the regulator has now instructed designated officers to carry out urgent inspections across online and offline stores, as well as ensure immediate removal of all the misleading products. Regulatory action, in fact, will be taken against manufacturers and sellers as well. And now officials have been asked to submit a detailed action taken report, including the violations detected as well as the products removed in the process. Now, the body also flagged instances where enforcement teams mistakenly targeted actual WHO recommended ORS, which are drug products and are outside FSSAI's jurisdiction. The authority has also clarified that the crackdown only applies to food and beverage products who are misusing the term ORS and not to genuine medical ORS sachets. Field officers have also been instructed to exercise a due diligence and avoid disruption of legitimate ORS products in the market. Meanwhile, health experts say that several so-called ORS drinks contain excessive sugar, lack proper electrolyte balance and may mislead consumers who believe that they are buying medically approved ORS. So, with the flavored hydration drinks gaining popularity, the food safety body now says this misuse poses a growing consumer safety risk at this point. All state food safety bodies have also been directed to take immediate action in this, and this would include rapid inspection drives across e-commerce platforms, pharmacies and supermarkets, immediate delisting of beverages who are misusing the term ORS, as well as regulatory action against those who are violating the rules. It will also include removal of deceptive products from all retail points. In fact, the regulator has now emphasized the misuse of the ORS label is a deceptive practice that must be stopped to protect public health and uphold regulatory integrity in the market. And now Prime Minister Narendra Modi has left to attend the 28th G20 Leaders Summit, which is scheduled from November 21st to 23rd in Johannesburg. Now, this visit comes at the invitation of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. And in his departure note, the Prime Minister highlighted the significance of this year's meeting, noting that it is the first ever G20 summit to be held on African soil. He also recalled that during India's G20 presidency back in the year 2023, the African Union was inducted as a permanent member, strengthening the representation of Global South. The Prime Minister also said that the Johannesburg summit, which is being held under the theme Solidarity, Equality and Sustainability, will provide an important platform to discuss the pressing global issues. Now, viewers, this is Prime Minister's fourth official visit to South Africa, comes right after his bilateral visit in 2016 and two BRICS summit visits which took place in 2018 and 2023. Now, during the three-day visit, Prime Minister Modi is expected to attend all three sessions of the summit and highlight India's perspective specifically on issues which are relevant to the Global South. On the sidelines, Prime Minister will also be holding bilateral meetings with world leaders and will also attend the India-Brazil-South Africa leaders meeting. Now, according to the Ministry of External Affairs, the G20 continues to be an important forum for international economic cooperation and will also help us address key global challenges including sustainable development goals, climate and environmental issues, global governance reforms, energy transition and emerging technologies, along with debt sustainability and bridging the digital divide. Now, with this summit, India aims to ensure the continuity of its priorities after hosting a successful G20 presidency in 2023.
the G20 has emerged as a premium forum for international economic cooperation, as well as for discussing matters of global significance. The G20 provides an excellent opportunity for the leaders of these large economies and emerging economies, representing over 85% of global GDP and around 3/4 of the world population, to come together and discuss important issues impacting the world. These include important matters such as accelerating progress on the Sustainable Development Goals, reform of global institutions of governance, tackling environmental and climate challenge, debt sustainability, bridging the digital divide, energy transition, emerging technologies, underscoring the importance of international coordination and cooperation in addressing contemporary global challenges. Under their overall presidency theme of solidarity, equality, sustainability, South Africa has identified 4 key priority areas for its G20 presidency this year. These are: number 1, strengthen disaster resilience and response; number 2, debt sustainability for low-income countries; third, mobilize finance for just energy transition; and fourth, harness critical minerals for inclusive growth and sustainable development.
Now cutting across to Home Minister Amit Shah speaking in Gujarat.
देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने तय किया कि इसका मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा, और जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर कर कर हमने जवाब दिया, हमने तो सीमित ही जवाब दिया था, परंतु पाकिस्तान ने आतंकवादियों पर हमारे हमले को अपने पर का हमला मान दिया। और जब पाकिस्तान की सेना हरकत में आई, बीएसएफ के जवानों ने उनको जवाब देने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी, कोई कसर। कुछ ही दिनों में बीएसएफ और सेना के पराक्रम के कारण पाकिस्तान ने एक तरफा संधि की घोषणा की, और इसके कारण समग्र विश्व के अंदर ये निश्चित हो गया कि भारत की सीमा और भारत के सुरक्षा बलों के साथ छेड़खानी नहीं करते हैं, वरना नतीजे भुगतने पड़ते हैं। मित्रों, जैसे मोहम्मद, हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन और लश्कर तोयबा के 9 स्थानों पर स्थापित मुख्यालय, ट्रेनिंग कैंप और उनके लॉन्च पैड्स को समाप्त करने का काम हमारी सेना ने किया, और इस ऑपरेशन का उद्देश्य आतंकवाद का खात्मा, हमारे नागरिकों की सुरक्षा और सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों की सुरक्षा था। और इस ऑपरेशन के दौरान सब इंस्पेक्टर मोहम्मद इम्तियाज अहमद और हमारे सिपाही श्री दीपक जी शहीदी को प्राप्त किए और एक अद्वितीय वीरता का परिचय दिया है। मैं आज वो दोनों हमारे वीरों को मनपूर्वक श्रद्धांजलि देना चाहता हूं। मित्रों, नक्सल प्रभावित क्षेत्रों में भी बीएसएफ की अनेक उपलब्धियां हैं, और आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि हमारे सभी सुरक्षा बलों के साझे पराक्रम के कारण वो दिन दूर नहीं जब ये देश नक्सल समस्या से हमेशा के लिए मुक्ति प्राप्त कर लेगा। हमारा संकल्प है कि 31 मार्च 2026 तक इस देश को नक्सल समस्या से हमेशा के लिए मुक्त कर हमारे आदिवासी भाइयों बहनों के विकास का रास्ता हम साफ कर देंगे, प्रशस्त करेंगे। और एक बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्र जो सपना देखते थे हथियारी नक्सलवादी, तिरुपति टू पशुपति के रेड कॉरिडोर का, वो पूरा कॉरिडोर सुरक्षित भी होगा और विकास के लिए सुनिश्चित होकर बाकी के भारत की तरह विकास में आगे बढ़ेगा। उसमें बीएसएफ ने छत्तीसगढ़ में 127 माओवादियों का आत्मसमर्पण कराया है, 73 माओवादियों को गिरफ्तार किया है और 22 माओवादियों को बीएसएफ ने न्यूट्रलाइज भी किया है। बीएसएफ ने नारकोटिक्स की देश में घुसपैठ के खिलाफ भी ढेर सारे अभियान चलाए हैं और बहुत बड़ी सफलता हासिल की है। 12,95,000 करोड़ रुपए का कीमत का नारकोटिक्स बीएसएफ ने जब्त किया है और 18,000 किलोग्राम, ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धता है मित्रों। मगर आज